What's going on, guys, and welcome back to All the Mods 9, and we are somewhere in the middle of a war motion looking for a certain sort of passive mob from the Ars Nouveau mod that spawns out here, and they are called the Sirens. We have got night vision, so we should be able to see pretty clearly under the water. I've also figured out that I was testing out a whole bunch of different damaging spells from the Ars Nouveau mod, and some of them are pretty sort of good, like they do a decent amount of damage. So you've got one that sort of like does Wither and then Hex, so it kills stuff relatively quickly. And then we've also got a Snare one, so they sort of get stuck in place and then take tick damage over time. We've got Vex, so we can spawn some Vex, but for some reason, no matter what I do to change this up, it will only ever allow me to spawn 3 at any given time, regardless of how much mana I've got. But until the first 3 are dead, they won't let me spawn anymore. This is just our mining one, and then we've got our lightning one, which is a pretty cool one, but again, as far as damaging ones go, I don't think it's topping the damage that we get from the Iron Spells and Spellbooks mod. Like, this one is just 10 times the amount of damage compared to that one, and we got like a lot of different cool effects. So my favourite one is like the Lightning Storm that will just basically zap everything and anything around you. But I don't want to do that now, because what will happen is, while I'm looking for this certain stupid Ars Nouveau creature, it will end up killing it, because it doesn't differentiate what's between passive, friendly or hostile. It just zaps everything that's around you basically. So let's quickly switch over to just a charge one. That way we can sort of speed ourselves up a little bit. I've managed to find, I think, 4 of them so far. These dudes, yeah, the little mermaid people. So you feed them a sea pickle, and then they'll drop you one of these siren tokens. Sometimes they'll drop you more than one. And then we need to change the siren tokens into, I forgot what they're called. Come on, down you come. So we can change these into the siren charms, and then these you can actually I was reading up in this book, and it's like, sirens are found in warmer seas, jumping out of the water and following boats. You can befriend a wild mermaid by giving them a sea pickle. Yep, that's how you get the charm. The siren charm can be used to summon a siren, and if used on Prismarine, it will transform in a siren shrine. Tamed sirens can change colours if you give them kelp or corals. The shrine will slowly generate fish and loot items over time, asking for source after each cycle. The number of items and chance of getting a treasure will increase if many different water animals and plants are near the shrine. You should build an aquarium or pond around shrine to let your sirens have fun. So yeah, that's one thing that I actually want to do, is build like a sort of indoor pond, coral, sort of aquarium area in our Ars Nouveau place. Like, we've got 11 of them now. I'm fairly sure that should be more than enough. So let's throw all of these dudes back into here. And we can head back over to base, and I can show you the stuff and things that I've actually changed. So if we head on over to our Ars Nouveau area, I've decorated all of the walls with just polished calcite, and then all of the ceilings with different patterned blackstone, and then just filled in the pillar borders going around the top, just to make it look a little bit more polished. I set up another auto source sort of generating area, and what this does is that it's generating the blazing archwood to go onto these pedestals, and then these volcanic source links are using them to burn up and then generate source, and then that's all being sent over to here. I then also run a whole bunch of the ME cables over to here with exporters, going into these things, exporting the source gems, so now they're generating the essences, and then I've got a frame drawers just underneath each one. You don't need the, what are they called? These cores, the arcane cores underneath the imbuement chambers. That's just for the enchantment chamber. I was getting them or the enchantment apparatus. I was getting them very confused with one another, and I thought that they had to be under them, but the imbuement ones don't need to be above them. So we've got these frame drawers, and then I've got a puller which is pulling the item that's being crafted from above, and then I've done the iron downgrade, so then it can only store 64, because we don't want to be storing 2000 of each of these essences, because you don't need the essences all that much. They're just for certain different crafts, but having them ready, and that's all like automatically being done for us, sort of without us having to interact with it, is excellent. So if we go to our Ars Nouveau section, we've got like over 9,000 source gems, a whole bunch of mage bloom, which honestly I don't even know what we're meant to be doing with that much, and then we've got a whole bunch of the fire, water, conjuration, abjuration, earth essence, air essence, manipulation essence, and there should be one more. There should be, oh, there it is, the anima essence as well. So we've got all of that stuff being made, and then I was testing out another sort of thing that I didn't realise was a thing in this pack. If we go to gateways, this thing, the gateways to eternity, if you go over to the Overworldian Knights, each time you complete these gateways, they will give you 10 dungeon loot rolls. So they'll give you like 10 dungeon chests worth of drops, and it's absolutely just insane. Like, I was just farming it earlier just to see what sort of drops we'd get, and I just made a secondary storage using refined storage to store all of the random crappy drops, like all of these scrolls, the smithing templates, these random arrows, and all of the different bits of armor. Mainly I wanted to start farming it in order to get these gems, but I can sort of show you. Although I'm not sure if the lightning thing is going to be a good idea for it or not. So if we go over to the quarry area, I was using our big box over here in order to do it. And then let's just clear our pockets just so we haven't got a whole bunch of stuff on us. Do that, let's grab all 5 of these guys. And then we want this as well. So I have also set up a chest over here actually. We want to disconnect this cable for the time being. And then I've got a bunch of stuff being filtered out to be sort of just binned off. So if we say spawn few of them, and then we can get this spell going. I don't know if it grabs. Okay, so it should grab. Awesome. So now all of those like second lot of waves are going to be starting, and if we go supercharge ourselves, there's still a mob around there somewhere on the other side of the wall. Hey guys, thank you. There is still one more enemy. I need to extend this box a little bit. Every now and again they will spawn outside. Hey. We've still got 2 more enemies somewhere. Where are you? Oh, here. Thank you. Storm on the go. Got one more. Still got one more somewhere. Out here. Cute. it's just freaking insane. Like, look at that. This is what I mean, it's just absolutely freaking bananas, like the amount of drops there are. So, yeah, so broke. It's so broken to the point where it won't even let me sort of interact with some stuff. Start throwing this in like as quick as it will let me. And still. God damn it. Stupid things. Yeah, I'm not too sure how else to do this. I've not had 4 of them running simultaneously. Okay, so it's still letting us throw some items in, like the stuff that can stack. I've got an enchanted golden apple. Oh my god. It's still trying to work through all of this stuff, but yeah, it's just nuts. Once I've sorted out a better sort of system for going through this stuff, because at the moment, as you can see, the system that we got in place, just it did not handle 4 of them portals at the same time. But using the lightning staff that we've got is silly, like overpowered. So yeah, what I'm going to do is just start throwing the stuff that I know goes into this one. So all of these random banners and the armor, the gems and whatnot. Once I go back to the area and I sort out like an aquarium type area for these sirens to test out what they're all about, and I've made a couple of siren charms, then I will bring you back so that way we can see how they play, because honestly I have absolutely no idea how to use them, so it's going to be interesting regardless. So I'll catch you back in a bit. Alright, so back at base, and I've cleared out a room and filled it with water. I'm not too sure what else I'm going to be doing, to be honest with you, because I've not even seen this done in like modded playthroughs before, so it's going to be very trial and error. Let's grab some sandstone. So if we use the siren charm, I made I think 4 or 5 of them. 5. So if we use say 1 of these, I made like a little in and out hole up here. And does it have to be in the water, do you reckon? Say do that, and then say if we use it on this, it should turn it into a shrine. Okay, so this is now doing stuff. Okay, hello. So we've got a siren there, and it's like per cycle, but I don't know how it spits items out. Oh look, it's like a little mini ocean monument. It's pretty cool. So we're going to need source being put in here, and I don't know if, like, can we waterlog source jars? So if we say have a few of these, you can actually waterlog source jars. And can we shoot source through glass is my next question. Is that going to be something that we can do? How do we make a splitter? Rubber, collector, relay splitter. Relay. Is it a relay splitter? I think it is. So 4 lapis, 4 nether quartz. Lapis, 2, 3, 4, and nether quartz. 2, 3, 4. Then it should just be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Throw you into here. Get that craft in. And I've put a relay over here, and then if we sort of direct it up to say here and have to split our chute, all 3 of them jars. But then we're also going to need at least, I think, a couple of these jars. So we're probably going to need like another relay, aren't we? Not a relay. Yeah, just a relay is what it's called. That's it. And then we're going to want our wand. Okay, so if we go we have our splitter. Apparently we've got more than one. We want it in line with this staircase. So there. Then if we have 3, I don't know if we need to use like each one on each jar, or if it can collect from multiple jars. And then from there to, you're going to be able to reach, you're going to be out of range. Aha, you can't reach. You go from there to there, you, there, to here. 2 locations, and you to there, you to here. Which means we don't need this relay on here. You. Thank you. And then you want you to go to here. And want it filling up all 3 of them jars. You to here. And come on. You to here. Awesome. So it also says it's like it increases drops based on the amount of, what is it, fish that we've got swimming around. Does it matter like the amount of sirens we've got around? Okay. So we can have more than 1 siren working. Say have 3 of these bouncing around. And then we're going to want a whole bunch of like plants and stuff. So if we get some coral, which I did, go ahead and collect a whole bunch load. So say grab a whole bunch of these, grab a whole bunch of different bits and pieces. So if we go and just sort of decorate it a little bit. Make some random shapes. So yeah, let me decorate a bit, get a bunch of the sea life in here, and I'll see how these guys actually work. Like, do I have to assign these to work to a chest, like to deposit it? I have absolutely no idea. So yeah, let me work on decorating, and once I've figured out, like, can we click? So sword entity, if we then, okay, so I'm fairly sure that, no, trick mode. Just there. Let me sort of decorate, and once I sort of figured out how to get these guys to do what they're, well, something's happening, but I don't know what. Once I figured out how these guys work, then I'll bring you back. But for the time being, I'm just going to work on decorating just a little bit so it doesn't look too random in here. Alright, so I've now got this up to aquarium bonus 21. With all the different plants and decorations and whatnot I've put in here. So I'm going to, I went over to another wall motion, grabbed a whole bunch of different creatures, as well as grabbed 4 different creatures and these mob catchers, as well as more buckets of fish and whatnot. So let's just start throwing these guys out, and okay, I thought he died instantly then. And see if this makes a difference. So we're still at 21. Like, I don't know if these fish are going to count because they're all from like different mods. Also, will jellyfish kill other stuff? Okay, I was worried the jellyfish was going to sting them dudes. Hidokes, or if it's only going to count for vanilla fish. Because a lot of these are from the sushi and go mod. We can put some seashells down. Okay, we have got 2 turtles, so maybe they will add to the bonus. It does say that it will take like some time for the score to be calculated. So that's what I'm hoping is the case, or unless we've hit the cap already. Also, okay, so they're still shooting a whole bunch of stuff over here. Then let's throw you out over here. I've not got high hopes for these squids. Squids are notorious for killing themselves. So many more fish. You can go in there. Second squid. Some more shrimps. More fish. And we are nearly done. That's all of the creatures that I picked up. Whoa, aquarium bone is 56. So I guess it is working. Like, I don't know what the max is or how to evaluate like what it would count better. But nevertheless, we've got a whole bunch of different creatures in here now. If I start adding more and more, it's going to start making the game really freaking laggy though. I also made an ender chest to see if I can't link these sirens up to the ender chest. So if I say put that there and get our wand over here, we go stored entity to, oh no, that's just not what I wanted to do. So if we go stored entity, how do I do this exactly? Position set. If I then, where have they gone? Oh, there's one. Okay. So that's clearly not doing anything. Strict mode. Position set. Menu wand. Okay. So if we go stored entity, position set, yeah, I have no idea how these guys work. I'm going to quickly try to find some video to explain how we're meant to collect drops from this thing, because this light is getting bigger and bigger, so I'm just, okay, source needed. So it's definitely just done something. Did it store it in here? No, it did not. So where does it go? I have absolutely no idea. Whoa. Yeah, let me have a look online to see if I can't figure out how these things work, these siren shrine. Alright, so by the looks of it, it is just, you need a chest next to it. It is what I was missing, so what we can do is, it wasn't working with just an ender chest next to it for some reason. So we can put an ender chest down there, and it is just like fishing loot by the looks of it. It's only done one cycle, and I'm fairly sure it's like the more sirens that you put down, the quicker it will generate. Because it looks like it's the little beams that come from all the different sea creatures as the sirens are swimming around them. So yeah, we'll see if having more sirens does a job. And then we can start moving these down below. And then hopefully from there try to sort out the loot. We go advanced logistical transporter, do something like that. And from this side, this won't be viewable, so it's not really much of a problem. Grab you, and then do that. And then we can hop up here. There we go. So now we've got a little aquarium running in here, and then what we can do is put you here just to have a look to see. It's usually like the light sort of generates and it gets bigger and bigger, and then once it finishes and it goes back to being small, then it's like a new cycle has started. I have made sure that it's light in there as well to avoid any unfortunate mob spawns. We take these off. So I've got like a bunch of sea pickles in there. I'm still not overly happy with these squids. They're just really jerky. Even in like normal vanilla Minecraft, they're really jerky though. The thing about them is that they usually have a thing about swimming up onto the shoreline and just dying. And a whole lot of different beams shooting out from everywhere, but well, that's one passive mob sort of harvesting stuff for us. And we keep an eye to see what we earn while we work on other bits and pieces. Because the other thing I wanted to do is set up a drigme farm for farming certain mob loot. And that's what I'm thinking of doing up here. We then also want to set up a more efficient version one of these. Like at the moment, it's not too bad. We're getting like a backlog of these logs, because we're not using that much source. But once we start farming the mob drops, it will be requiring quite a lot of source, because the drigmes sort of farm mob drops from mobs that are in containment, and we have to do this ritual. So if we go to Ars, and it's the containment. So this one, tablet of containment. So you put this in the ritual brazier thing, whatever it is, I completely forgot the name. And then you need the containment jar next to it. So then when you activate it, whatever mob is closest to the actual ritual will then be caught in this containment jar. And then the drigmes, these guys, which I made some more tokens of, these guys, they will actually farm the drops off of the mobs inside them containment things. And there are some mobs in there. What did we get? 2 salmon and 1 more cod. Awesome, fantastic. It was well worth the trouble. There's some mobs that obviously is like the Cataclysm bosses, because there's some stuff in the Allmodium Star that require the drops from them. So the Void Forge Hammer, like we have already got it and we've crafted it, but there is, which one is it? Not you, not you, not you, not you. Is it this? It's one of these that require. Oh yeah, we also need like 6. Well, emeralds is easy. The diamonds we're gonna have to start automating. Endstone, it's easy enough to get large quantities of that using our quarry area. What is it we needed the Void Hammer for? I know it was of crafting something. Void Forge Hammer. Yeah, for the Wither's Compass. So we need that, as well as the Abyssal Sacrifice as well, which is a whole bunch of these other mob type drops which we're going to have to start farming. So being able to farm the drops directly from the Cataclysm bosses inside the containment jars will be freaking amazing. But yeah, what I'm going to do is sort of get some other bits. Oh yeah, there is something else I wanted to test out. I did see with this Starbuncle thing, we can actually combine it with a water wheel in order to make a Starbuncle wheel. And then if we get a gold block, because I'm hoping that we can actually have this thing running off of a Starbuncle. Okay, so we're going to have to Can we? Okay, well, I thought I was going to kill him then. We want to do you is what we're looking for. I don't know if it's going to be enough to power this thing though. Yeah, it's overstressed. So maybe if we have more of these. How about if, like, you can make it run quicker by putting a gold block there. It's overstressed. Okay. So if we... So we're definitely going to need more of them. Let's grab... Another one. Oh, can you not chain them? Oh, okay. So maybe you can chain them, but we're going to need more than two in order to power this entire thing. Yeah, let's go for 3. See if 3 is the lucky number on these. 3. Nope. Like, I don't know what stress units these things give. Have we got the goggles anywhere? Have we got the goggles in our bag? No. Goggles. Not you, not you, not you. You. Yay. Where would you even go? Oh, I just threw my magnet. Okay. So if we say break you, how can we tell what stress units this thing gives? I could have swore that these things are meant to, like, augment your HUD with miscellaneous information. Oh, okay. Show added stress. Okay, so if we go and create an, oh, what is this, like speedometer, to try to determine so not a lot. Yeah, I'm fairly sure this requires a lot of stress units. How about if we grabbed 2 more gold blocks? Run, carbuncles. Okay, I'm fairly sure just having them run a little bit quicker is probably going to be worse than better. Oh god, why have I got no cogwheels? Small ones I do, it's not on me. Yeah, I guess we're going to have to figure out another way of powering this contraption. But it was an idea. I wanted to see if I could use these guys, considering I've got this, oh no, this placed inside of our Ars Nouveau area. Anything better? Yeah, name tag and a busted up bow. Okay. Thank you guys. I might have to consider a different way of doing this. Like, it is a lot, I guess. But I thought, like, the stress units to power all of these would have been the same just to power one. Considering it's just a crafting contraption, it's not like it's processing a lot more things. But yeah, I guess it makes kind of sense. But yeah, I'll have a think about that, see if I can't figure out a way of actually using these starbuncles on a wheel. Back in front of the wheel. Based on a gold block in the front of the wheel will increase the RPM. Okay, but I guess it's good for like a mini source of rotational energy in case I want to set up something small in the create mod. but for the time being it's going to be, actually we want small cogwheels being put in here. Sandpaper, you can come out, you can go into there, and then we can throw you two away and put our magnet back on in lieu of these goggles, and the goggles can go in there. Awesome. So let me get some bits and pieces sort of set up and ready, and sort of look into this modular router mod, because I'm fairly sure we can set this section up better, like a better sort of configuration for doing it, like infinitely, without worrying about having to grow more and more of these trees, because the more and more of these Hoppany bots that I set up, because it's like animated sort of thing, it is going to gradually create more and more lag in the world. And I didn't want to set up more and more of these farms, because obviously more of these little dudes running around is going to also be creating lag. So although I've sort of went against my word, like all of this setup is just for getting random crappy fishing loot by the looks of it, very very slowly as well. But yeah, nevertheless, I'll catch you back in a sec. Alright guys, so after some tinkering around and sorting out some crafting recipes, so we've got every single thing from modular routers being able to be auto-crafted, and I've made up a bunch of them. I don't know which ones I'm going to need, because this is my first time ever playing with it. So we want to do a setup like this for creating source, but a lot more compact and a lot neater without all of these botany pots. And we're going to be using lava buckets instead, utilising the, whatchamacallit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so along this line, say, in line there, with that thing. Oh look, we've got our cable just underneath here. How convenient. What was I going to say? I completely lost my train of thought. So yeah, we're going to be using lava buckets in order to feed some more of the volcanic source links, and just see if we can't figure out how to do this. Like, I know that we're going to need one of our lava ender tanks, so if we go like that, and it will face the wrong way. Awesome. Can we get like a block here? Do that, and then do that. Awesome. And then we're going to want a modular router on there. And let's see this. So we've got the different puller distributors, and then there's like different ways of using. Is it like a user module? It's not fluid transfer, extruder. I think it will be player module. Or is it going to be like a puller module but with a certain setting on it? Okay, so match any, always continue, ignore, tag, blacklist. Interesting. So I need to try to figure out how these work. So go puller. Why continue? Okay. Let me try to figure out. Okay, so that's eco mode. Got the buffer. Let me try to figure out how to get this to work. Once I figure it out, then I will be right back. Okay, so apparently the one thing I was mainly missing was this one, the activator module. For some reason, I've not set up a crafting recipe for it, and I don't know why. So let's quickly go do that before I forget. Do these, and throw it with all of the other crafting recipes. I have no idea why I forgot that singular one, because it's like one of the first ones. So as I was putting them in, it should have been up here, but for some reason I just jumped straight to the breaker module. Weird. Okay, so let's go back to home. I'm going to go down here and this way. So what we are going to want is a pedestal on here. Then we're going to want the bucket. So just so we've got some frame of reference here, if we put a bucket on there, we want the puller module to be pulling from up here. So do we just, nope, we definitely don't do that. Okay, so we click on that, And then we could do that. So it's pulled the bucket into there. And then we want the activator module. So we shift right click. Can we shift right click? How can we get this to use activator? Okay. Activator, down, action, right click. That's fine. If we then do that, and then we go to the distributor, but we also want it so it will only distribute. Have we got any distributors? Sender. So we only want it to be sending the lava bucket, and we want it to be sending up there. But then at the same time, we're also only going to want the puller to be pulling the empty buckets, which I should actually have one in my bag. So if we take out the puller module, if we do that and say only pull empty buckets, is that going to work? Oh, it's on blacklist for some reason. Yep, that'll do it. Whitelist is what we want. The same mode always. And we want you to be whitelist only. The only thing about it is the activator. Oh, hi, never. Mode. Okay, so can we get this? Activator down. Maybe it's having trouble with that being there. If we go, say, activator to the left. Would that be left? If that's the front, it would be back, wouldn't it? We go back, and then we pick up this thing. If we then say that way, we do this. Will that be able to grab it from there? Come on, guy. No! Okay. Let's try this again then, shall we? So we want... Okay, so all of them stayed in there. Back. Blacklist. Empty. Oh, okay, so maybe we have to go whitelist, bucket. God damn it, how do I do this? Alright, so I've managed to get it to work in a quarry, well, in the quarry dimension where we've not got claim chunks. So I'm thinking that may be it. Got something to do with like the fake player, and I know for a fact that there's a setting, but I'm fairly sure that I fixed that setting. Here we go, we try it just one more time. Nope. Let's bring you down. So if we do that, get our pedestal, and then get you, go away. So this is the exact same setup that we had. For some reason it does not want to pick it up, which is really weird. Like, I know that it's claim chunks, but oh, okay, so it's because I've, let me change them back. So you. Okay, so it pulled it, but for some reason it is not interacting with our ender tank here. Some strange reason. Is it due to the orientation? It's so freaking weird. I will pick it up. For some reason it will not use it on the ender fluid tank. Maybe we go right click entity. Nope. Right click back. Like, it's the exact same setup. For some reason it just does not want to work. How about if we say got a sink, but not being lava? Nope. It does not want to click on this thing. So maybe it is like a setting. Like, I know if you go to it's like your my team and then you go onto the settings tab, it's meant to be disallow fake players, and I've got that set to true, so I can't see why it would be doing that. So let me see if I can't figure out a way in order to get around it. So otherwise I'm going to be a little bit confused of how I'm meant to use modular routers to do this kind of stuff in areas that I've claimed. Okay, I did find the other menu, and it's the FTB chunks map, but even this, I've got allow fake players. And because I've already tinkered around this, because I wanted to increase the max claim chunks and the max force loaded chunks. So I'm not too sure. Aging days to keep logs of preventing fake players access. Okay. Sage mapping. Hard team. Yeah, I'm a little bit confused as to what I should be trying. Accept. Go away. Like, it's pulling it, so I don't understand why it's not interacting with it the way that I want it to. How about if we say pull from the top? Say up. Give it a bucket. Come on, guy. Maybe it's because it's the ender tank. Try this. It does not want to interact with this at all. So if we were to say go onto our claim chunks, say unclaim this. I did see it just try to spit it back out. I'm going to have a little bit more of a tinker with this just to see if I can't figure out, otherwise it's going to drive me up the wall. Son of a biatch. Okay. No will lie. 4 tutorial videos to realise what I was doing was absolutely right. But it took going on to some Reddit forums to figure out that because obviously I'm running in my own team in order to chunk load areas, go into the settings and allowing all fake players to be true, it still was not allowing it because it's still considered being a player in like a hostile player, so it wasn't allowing it to interact. But if you get a security upgrade, right click it so the owner is Joy's, it will then assign a modular router as being on my team, and that will then allow it to use the activator module. Such a freaking headache. Okay, so let's see how we can do this. If we go, say, put our lava tank here. Is this still in a... yeah, it is still in the correct spot, I do believe. Yeah, so put that there. Put our modular router so it's face, like the front is facing us. So take that lava bucket off of there for a second. Do one of these, get some more buckets. So we want the puller module to be up there, which is fine. We want the direction down wireless bucket, and then the sender module is still there. If you use the MK3s and MK2s, you can just like shift right click on the block that you want it to send to, and the MK1 versions, they don't have range, so you can't do it for like further than so many blocks, but it usually says it on it like how many blocks it can reach when you first make them. So it's like range 12 base, and then you can upgrade the range on it. So we're just using MKs 2s and 3s for this. Hopefully it will work this time around. Let's see. There we go. Okay, so that's what we want. And then what we're going to want to do is have 4 of these things of what are they called? The volcanic source links. So let's go volcanic source links. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Awesome. These other things can be thrown away. And then we're going to want an area around this. So if we have one there, we're going to want like a 3x3 around each one clear. Because what happens is they can actually turn the ground to stone and then lava, well, magma blocks and then lava. And we actually do want it to be lava because that's exactly what's happened over here. And slowly they will form lava lilies, which is another thing that I want. So if we do that and we just fill the rest of this with stone. So if we then go get a whole bunch of stone here. Like so. And then if we have, say, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this will generate loads and loads of the aura. And then we want source jars. Oh, of course we haven't got any of these. No, I made a pressure plate. Let's grab, where are you? Any single one of you will do. So, and then we want just a whole bunch of these. To be dotted around. Wow, 24 was the exact right amount. And then we're going to want a relay to collect from all of them jars. So I think it's a splitter collector relay. Also, we've got a craft that's been stuck on this because obviously when it crafts it, if you craft it manually, it will auto register the crafter as being the owner. So when the AE systems crafted it, it's counted the AE system as the owner. So it's not registered as finishing the craft. So it's just stuck on crafting it at the moment. So I'll have to go over to the ship and actually cancel that one. So what we are looking for is Ars Nouveau. We're looking for a relay butter splitter collector. So warper, relay collector, depositor, splitter. Source relay collector. Is that the one that we're looking for? Pretty similar to the source relay, but will automatically take from jars it is not linked to within 5 blocks. Okay, yeah, so I think this is pretty much what we want. So a source relay collector, and it's just 4 chests around a relay. We'll get some chests. relay. Do this. So it's just 4 chest beds are crafting area over 1, 2, 3, 4. Throw one of you guys in. Da, da, da. And if he's collecting it within 5 blocks, we should just be able to throw it above our pedestal. But I want to make sure that we don't actually place it on the pedestal. There we go. So that is now collecting from all of the jars around it. And we can use our Dominion wand to go position set and then send it over to there. So that should now collect from all of these jars dotted around it. And as you can see, these volcanic things are turning the ground into magma blocks and then lava, and it's producing a ton of source very, very quickly. So what I'm going to do now is tear this entire setup down and make a second one of these using pretty much the exact same thing. So yeah, let me do that. Alright, so now we've got 2 of these things set up. This one's been running for about 5 minutes. Every single one of these source jars are full, and the ground beneath it? No. Beneath it is turned into lava, thankfully. And this one's still running perfectly fine. What we want to move on to... My words are getting so jumbled up. It's very early for me to be recording, by the way. We first of all want to tidy up our pockets. So where's our random connector? So this is the one that's got all of our random pipes, connections and whatnots in. We're going to throw all of our modular route stuff in here. We will be playing with that a little bit more in the future. Probably not in this episode, but I may use it for more automating in different areas now that I've figured out how to use the activators, and I'm sort of getting the understanding of how powerful they could be by sending and retrieving stuff from far distances, especially by limiting it between filters, which is extremely good. So we'll definitely be utilising that more in the future. Like all of this stuff over here that we're automating could have been done 10 times easier by using the modular routers, but yeah, again, another mod that I'm unfamiliar with. Yeah, it's just one of them learning curves. So we want to use the containment rituals. So how is it we make these? Oh, it's just a crafting recipe. You know what? That should actually be doable because we've got a bunch of these manipulation essences. So can we just grab like, say, 16 of them? And then we want containment jars as well. Say 16. And then we're going to want a whole bunch of source jars. So because obviously these ones aren't directly linked to that, so moving them isn't going to break anything. So if we say just grab a bunch of these source jars, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's 10 full source jars. And then we want a ritual pedestal, which I'm fairly sure I do have somewhere. Apparently I do not. Ritual brazier is what we wanted. Do one of these. Okay, so we want to find a Cataclysm boss and try to contain it somehow. And so we're going to need our containment brazier, a source jar, one of these, and then a containment jar. But then we're also going to want to find one of these bosses. So I know that I found a second, whatchamacallit. If we go to the Cataclysm mod, and we're going to want another one of these abyssal sacrifices, and we should have everything in there needed to make it in order to spawn the giant big swimming monster type things. I did find, actually I think you can spawn them in the same thing, can't you? But I did find a second sunken city, so we can see if we're able to capture this guy in a jar. Do one of these. Let's also put on our night vision just so we can see stuff. Just make sure we've also got no other random freaking things sorted around us. Get rid of anything else that's nearby. So, this is probably going to be loud as well. Spawning this guy in. So if we do that, I don't know if we're able to activate these underneath the water or not. But we just need him to stand still for a second. Okay, so if we say do that. Oh, come on. Oh, damn it. Ritual. Not for a second, please. Nope. Nope. Yay, we actually caught it. Oh my god, that was so freaking loud. Hopefully this thing doesn't, like, destroy our containment jar. Okay. I think that's like one of the harder ones to catch. So we've got the Leviathan in a jar now. And what we can do is see how these Drigmies work. So if we go home, go on down to here. I'm going to want this thing set up over to here. Have we made... Okay. I accidentally killed two of my guys by having my lightning storm running. So yeah, we don't want to be doing that again. So if we say have... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The new here. Then what we're going to want to do is have a chest. God damn it, I'm gonna have to upgrade one of these. Ooh, can we make like 2 purple ones? Awesome. No. To a view. To a view. To a view. And to a view. So if we then go and put this thing here-ish. Then you're a Starbuncle. We want the Drigmies. These guys. I don't know how these guys really work. So if we just go put you... How do we use these? Okay. Drigmies are often found following dependent animals. Found anywhere, though somewhat rarely, Drigmies can be given a home in the world and will produce items from nearby monsters and animals as if they were slain without harming them. A wild Drigmee may be befriended by throwing a wild and horn. Dyed a Drigmee cyan, orange or brown. Okay, to summon a Drigmee, use a Drigmee charm on a block of mossy cobblestone. Oh, okay. So mossy cobblestone. I should really finish reading that, by the way. Mossy cobblestone. Hey, look, he's happy. So I'm fairly sure we're going to need to have like source next to this guy. So say we have a couple of these source jars here. He's happy. And let's link you. Are you able to send this far? There we go. And then you. Are you able to send this far? Nice. So that will keep them topped up. And I think it's like every cycle. Can we have like more than one Drigme working? Oh, we can. Let's have a few of them working. So they will like finally sort of build up enough of this thing, yeah. See if we get anything. All colonists are tucked into bed. I wish I still was. Today's been like serious head scratching day for me. Just because I cannot figure out half of the stuff that I'm trying to do. All of it's like very foreign to me. I'm fairly sure this works the same way as the fishing loot does, but instead it's with monsters. And you can sort of contain most mobs, but you can't do it for the Ender Dragon, the Wither, and I think the Warden, which is why we're using the hostile neural networks for getting their drops. But because we need some of the drops from some of these Cataclysm bosses, there's also some mobs that I'd like to farm, like the weird remnant dudes from... Is it the Cataclysm mod still? No, I think that's from the Iron Spell, because they drop Netherite scrap. So we want to get one of them in a containment jar and have them being farmed as well. Yeah, you see that. So we've got greater experience gems, a whole bunch of these tidal claws, the abyssal egg. So yeah, we're also going to want to say get some upgrades for these. What are they called? It's like functional storage. Is it functional? Sophisticated. God damn it. Sophisticated. That is not what I wanted to do. Sophisticated. I should really sync these together. So we want to upgrade some of these, don't we? So you, two of you. Just so we're able to stack like the tidal claws and whatnot. But yeah, what I'm going to do is pretty much like you saw me do one of the most difficult ones. I'm going to go round and grab a whole bunch of these different mobs and then figure out exactly how I want to do these drops, because obviously we don't want thousands upon thousands of tidal claws or abyssal eggs, but we are going to want a decent amount. But we are now producing way more than enough of the source with our 4 different farms, and we're going to be feeding both our sirens over here in our aquarium. We are actually getting a few decent books, phalanx free, and we're getting some of the different fish like loot drops, so I can see what we can do with them. But yeah, let me go around and grab a whole bunch more of these guys in the containment jars and start farming a whole bunch more of these drops. Alright, so managed to get a whole bunch of these bosses done. We got the Netherite Monstrosity, we got the Netherite, was it Guardian or Guard or something like that, the one that drops the scrap. We've got the one that spawns in the factory structure. I had to travel like 4,000 blocks, completely forgot the name of him. But we caught him, we've caught one of his guardians, we caught the Ignis monster with a sword, and we caught the blaze shield thing that drops the powder that you need in order to spawn this guy. So we are now getting netherite scrap. Hold on, I really need to close my door because the dog's squeaking his toy like crazy. Okay, so we're getting the netherite scrap, hearts of the sea from our Leviathan monster, the witherite blocks which turn into the witherite ingots, and then these are used to make the, was it the wither assault weapon, and then you combine that with the void core in order to get the void assault shoulder weapon, which I do believe is then used in, I know that one of the weapons is used in a crafting recipe. Ignitium, oh, we get the sword and the shield. pretty cool. But yeah, we're getting a bunch of these special drops. Like we got the monstrous horn, which can make the monstrous helmet for the netherite. Then you can actually make it unbreakable, gilding. There's loads of stuff that we can make with this stuff that we're now farming. But we've got our 3 drachmies doing their job. They're now harvesting all of that. We've got our source being generated. I need to put up a whole bunch more of these source jars back. It uses very little source compared to what I thought it was going to use. I thought it was going to use like a full container per each one that we trapped. But it really isn't, which is pretty cool. But as you can see, it's like drawing all the source from these guys and distributing it over here where the drachmies are to farm all of these drops. And oh look, we're getting the Infernal Forge Hammer. Is it this thing that is used in the crafting recipe when you combine it with this? Yeah, this is used in the Wither's Compass, which is then used in the Aldemodium Star. Okay, so we definitely need some of them drops. Obviously more, some more than others. Oh my god, words. Still getting a whole bunch of random crap from our sirens. But I think that's pretty much as far into this mod as we can go. I did make a full set of battle mage gear when I used this alteration table, so I need to upgrade all of this, make it Godforged. What I want to know though is that if we trap a golden, what are they called, apotheosis mini bosses and put it in a jar, will it like harvest and get the Godforged sort of armor that drops from them, or will it just be the standard drops that you get from that mob? Like, I wonder if you can even trap them. But all that I do know is that you can actually, like, they're most common in the end. So if we go to, say, endpoint, if we go over here and just see if we can get one of them to spawn. The ones that spawn here are usually either shulkers or evokers. But if you just fly around, they sort of spawn randomly as you're flying around. I have got a Nether Star on me because I thought I was going to need that to activate the Cataclysm boss before I caught it, but you was able to catch it when it's in a sleeping state. The most difficult one was probably going to be the Leviathan, one that I done on camera with you guys, because it can obviously destroy blocks like it destroyed our first ritual altar. But yeah, I'm going to fly around, see if I can't find one of these apotheosis things, and I'll bring you back if I do manage to find one of the sort of God-forged ones that will spawn occasionally. They're not very common, so it's probably going to take a little bit of flying around. Alright, so after about 15 minutes of flying around, let's get stuff ready to see if we can actually trap this guy. So it is a shulker, we need to make sure that it doesn't hit me. Let's do one of these, do that, do this, do that, do that. There we go. So I just want to see if it does actually give us the apotheosis, like legendary sort of drops. So we've got Zoman, which is like a gold shulker, and I just want to know if we're able to farm the God-forged armor in order to crush it to get the pearls to upgrade our armor more, is the whole point around this. But otherwise you can actually set up a farm in the end, which we'll probably end up having to do if this doesn't work, in order to get them. So let's head on down to here and go over to here. So if we grab you, put you down to that, Mr. Zoman. Okay, so we are getting some of the special. So we've got like some blue ones, some normal ones that can be crushed up into them sort of materials. The netherite scrap we're not getting nearly as much of as I was hoping. So maybe like if we have like a bunch of these guys, because there is a ton of them, so getting a bunch of them being like farmed isn't going to be overly difficult, and obviously producing the source in order to do the farming isn't going to be very difficult. But I'm fairly sure this guy is only going to produce shulker shells and not the items that we really want. So we've got a whole bunch of music discs. I've not actually tested any of them out. Have we got a jukebox? No, we have not. Craft one of you. See what some of these are while we wait for a couple more of these cycles. I do like the animation on a jukebox. Not sure if I like this music though. A bit rock heavy for me. Yeah, probably not that one. How about this one? Oh my god. Dance, trance music. Yep. Probably not that one. This one isn't terrible. What are these? Can we just like eat them? Oh no, you just... Oh, you can like just use the entire stack. That's pretty cool. I'm going to be farming tons of XP from these guys as well. Come on, I need you guys to finish the cycle. Look, I just saw a drop come from over there. I wanna see. We can also hatch one of these abyssal eggs. I can't really remember how though. Does it tell us in here? Come on. So we're looking for Cataclysm. This. So the abyssal egg is also a drop from the Leviathan because apparently you killed a pregnant one. Place down the egg and wait a while and you'll have your own baby Leviathan. Like its mother, it will attack other sea creatures. Unlike its mother, it won't attack you. Okay, so we just leave it down. Does it have to be on anything particular? We can leave it there and just see what happens. So still cycling at the moment. Should we throw like some more down? Come on guys. Get a whole bunch of these dudes working. Okay, so we've got some shells, but we did not get any of like the God Forged armor. Unfortunately, which is a little bit annoying. Unless it's just like a random roll because we didn't get the hammers on the first like spin of the dice on it. So yeah, if we leave it, just carry on running and I'll see what happens. But I'm fairly sure that's going to be probably about all that we've got time in order to do today. We need 3 more source jars. No, god damn it. Two, 3. Throw it back down here. Otherwise it's going to annoy me. But yay, look, it's filling them all up. I've not seen any of the lava lilies spawn yet. Like, I don't know how long they would usually take, but it seems to be taking a sweet ass time. But yeah, I think that's probably going to be all that we've got time for today. Like, we've got the sirens doing automated fishing loot for whatever reason, in case we need pufferfish or cod or nautilus shells or whatnot. And we are farming some of the Cataclysm boss drops, which is pretty cool. And we've figured out how to automate stuff in claim chunks using the modular routers. A very lot of learning. It's clearly English I didn't freaking learn. Clearly It's been a steep learning curve today. What I'll probably do is I'm going to set up a killing platform in the end, just to farm Enderman and whatever of these Apotheosis mobs spawn out there. And I'm going to use the Industrial Foregoing Mob Crusher. So the one that we've got that was killing our Wither, we're going to just move that, upgrade it with, what is it, probably not processing, not speed, it'll be range. So we're going to upgrade it with the maximum range, and then just have it murdering, and then just filter out all of the junky ender pearls. So that way we can just have a whole bunch of the armor and stuff that drops that we can then start crushing down. So I'm going to do that in between this episode and next, because it's not a very intricate or mod heavy thing. It's just using stuff that we've already had before in a concept that I want to set up at. It's not really an episode worthy sort of project, but next episode we're going to actually work on filling out the Automodium star with everything that we can currently craft, with everything that we've currently got. And there is going to be some things that we're unable to craft, like I know that we're going to need to get into blood magic, because although that we are farming the infernal hammers, so we can now craft this guy, but we are not getting the reinforced speed runes, so we obviously can't be making them. The abyssal sacrifice that we're going to need, I may go and get some of the coral monsters and put them in a containment jar, because I'm fairly sure, oh, we're also going to need one of the deeplins then. Yeah, so I'll go catch one of these, go catch one of the coral monsters, so that way we're getting them drops, and then set up that spawning platform. Next episode we'll sort of work on start filling in this Automodium star with whatever we can, and then start figuring out what it is we need in order to finish the Automodium star. Because on the bright side, we should actually now have enough nether stars. We've got 105,000. And I do believe it was like 77,500 nether stars we needed to fill in the blocks for one of the Automodium stars. So yeah, that's one thing sort of ticked down, and we could work on sorting out the others. So yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed today's episode. Hopefully it's not been too hair pulling for you as it was for me trying to sort out the modular routers. Like, that was just a nightmare. Needing the security upgrades for these was just stupid. Because I allowed them in the area, and it's worked on, I think it works on servers if you do that. I don't think you need the security upgrade on servers, but because it's single player and it's not running off of a server, it was getting confused as to what it was allowed and what it wasn't allowed to do. But nevertheless, hopefully you've enjoyed today's episode, and hopefully I will catch you all in the next one. Bye bye.